Hi, and welcome to Chapter 7. In this lesson, I will be going over the specific factors that need to be addressed in autoimmune conditions and giving you an idea of how they are treated in functional medicine, in natural medicine. I'll be handling these different factors in two videos, so this is the first part, part 1. This is the schematic that I've used in previous videos that shows the factors that set the stage for immune system dysregulation and consequently the immune system's attack on our own tissues. Treatment of autoimmune conditions in functional medicine focuses on treating the immune system dysfunction instead of simply trying to suppress the immune system. Suppressing the immune system with steroids and other drugs does improve the symptoms, but it doesn't address the underlying immune dysfunction. Essentially, what we're doing is we're trying to remove all of the triggers to immune system dysfunction in order to quiet the immune system down and allow it to begin resetting itself and regulating itself appropriately. We identified 3 major triggers, which are food reactions or food sensitivities, toxins, and microbials or stealth infections, either bacterial or viral infections. And these are accelerated. These factors can be accelerated by leaky gut, and they're predisposed by genetics. And then additional factors include the SAD diet, which is the standard American diet, also insomnia, and also stress. And all of these together create the immune system dysfunction, which results in autoimmunity, and part and parcel with autoimmune conditions is chronic inflammation. So we take all of the factors that contribute to immune system dysregulation, and we make a list, and here's our list, and then we add inflammation on the end because we want to treat inflammation as well. So these are all of the factors that need to be addressed when we're trying to rebalance the immune system and to get it to stop attacking our own cells and tissues and organs. The common experience of many of my clients or patients has been that they have heard about these different components of autoimmune conditions. So, for instance, they've heard that stress is a factor, or that inflammation is a factor, or leaky gut is a factor, or even toxins or food sensitivities. But when it comes to putting it all together and handling all of these different factors, it becomes overwhelming and it results in paralysis. So then people end up doing nothing and nothing changes. Here is the treatment protocol that I've used with patients with autoimmune conditions. It incorporates all of the necessary areas of treatment that we have discussed, the list on the left here, and it does so in a logical and healthy progression. So I start down here at start and then proceed along this path, going up, ending up here with the sunshine, which is improvement. Now, beginning at the beginning, first I start with an inventory of symptoms. In other words, what are the symptoms that you're experiencing? And symptoms are a great clue to what is going on internally, what systems are not functioning. Under symptoms, I also include family history, family health history, and also personal history, because these also give an indication of what is out of balance in the body. Then I proceed to lab tests, in this case functional lab tests, which are often different than standard medical testing. Functional medicine lab testing aims to identify underlying causes of problems. So typical lab tests are tests for things like food sensitivities, test of digestive function, test for the presence of chronic stealth infections, test for toxins or toxic levels, test for nutrient deficiencies like vitamin D or omega-3 fatty acids, and test for inflammation, and other tests as well. Using all of that information, I move on to a recovery plan. While a recovery plan will usually always walk through these remaining steps because these typically are affecting everyone, there is a shift in focus for each individual. So some steps are emphasized more than others, and that is based on the presenting symptoms, the health history, the lab findings, and so forth. I'll just go through these remaining steps here. So de-stressing, removing stress. People think of stress as mental and emotional stress, but stress can also be physiological. So, for instance, sugar creates a stress response in the diet. So one way of handling stress is to deal with one's diet. Also, chronic pain is stressful. So if anyone's suffering chronic pain, we need to address that. Next here is sleep, restoring rejuvenative deep sleep. Losing sleep for just one night has been shown to depress immune function by a full 50%. Chronic sleep loss cripples the body's ability to maintain a healthy brain, since the brain goes through a process during deep sleep wherein it cleans itself every night. And also in deep sleep, the body secretes specific hormones like human growth hormone, which stimulates self-repair in the body. And when you're not getting good, healthy, deep sleep each and every night, these regenerative processes that are supposed to repair your body regularly are crippled, and this leads to deterioration of one's health, including deterioration of the immune system. Then we have detoxification, and toxicity is a problem for all of us. We're all living in an environment that is toxic to one degree or another. But when we detoxify, the detoxification process has to be a gradual, graded process. First, you have to start by preparing the body to handle toxins. Organs like the liver and the kidneys need to be prepared to handle a release of toxins from the tissues. Once the preparation for detoxification has been done, then we use a variety of things to stimulate release of toxins from the tissues, but only when the body has been prepared to handle these tissues. Otherwise, you can do damage with releasing all of these toxins in the body. The body wisely stores toxins away. It sequesters them in specific tissues like fat, and so it does that to protect itself. The next step is the gut and immune system, and these two are together because a full 70 to 80% of the immune system lies in the lining of the gut, and gut issues are intertwined with immune system issues, particularly in autoimmune conditions. So when we begin to look at the gut, we look at how well we're digesting and absorbing food. These functions have to be working because we need to be able to digest and absorb the nutrients that we get from the food that we eat. In the gut is the microbiome, several pounds of bacteria that live in the intestines. And if these are out of balance, if the population of the microbiome is out of balance, it can be a source of chronic inflammation in the gut and can also cause leaky gut, which has been established as a factor in autoimmune conditions. This gut and immune step focuses on healing the gut barrier, resolving leaky gut, and normalizing the microbiome, and normalizing digestion. Then we move on to cellular energetics. By cellular energetics, I mean energy production in the mitochondria. These are the little furnaces in each and every cell in the body that burn calories and make cellular energy. Healthy cell energy production requires specific nutrients plus antioxidants, and they need a toxin-free environment in order to function correctly. So we've already addressed the toxins in the detoxification step, but here we make sure that the mitochondria are getting all of the nutrients that they need for optimal cellular energy production. And finally, energy biohacks refers to specific types of exercise, breathing techniques, and fasting techniques that can help stimulate regenerative processes in the body. So those are the steps in this process on this healing path that people progress through step by step. And it's designed to be a manageable process where you feel better and better as you continue through the process. And that gives you momentum to really complete this process. And by the end, you've really done some really healthy things for your body and begun to turn things around.